Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. Today, I am coming to you guys with a very quick, but I think very necessary video because my last video was my September TBR. I just played a game and I had mentioned within the video, I mentioned within the title, that this is a sneak peek, if you will, to my September TBR. And what I meant by that was that I played that game, of course, but there is a lot more to this month than meets the eye. Let's get into the readathon. Here are the reading challenges. Number 1, we have Hocus Pocus, read a witchy book, and for that I am going to be reading Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Volume 1, I believe that's the full title, by Gregory Maguire. Prompt number 2, we have Haunted Mansion, read a book with a spooky house. For this one, I am really stretching the definition here of spooky house and more so using this to say that there are spooky things going on within a house. And I do believe that the plot of what is about to happen, I do believe that location is indeed involved, and maybe the actual buying of the house within this particular neighborhood, even subconsciously, may be a plot line to the story. So I'm just gonna go with that. The book that I am hoping to read for this prompt is The Memory Box by Eva Lesko-Natiejo. Then for prompt number 3, Nightmare Before Christmas. I hear that is a great movie. I have not seen it all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces, so maybe I should watch that. Read a book with a spooky setting, and for this one, I went with the spooky king himself, Stephen King. This one is called Readathons and Shawshank Redemption. For prompt number 4, Halloween Town. I love this. By the way, I have watched all of them. It is very much a nostalgia series. And the prompt for this is to read a Halloween read. I am going with The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. For prompt number 5, Monsters, Inc. Love that movie too, very nostalgic. I have to read a monster book, and for this, I stretched the definition yet again, and I decided instead of a book featuring a monster of some kind, I am going to literally read what I believe to be a monster book. That is Don Quixote. So those are all the books for the Not So Scary-a-thon is what it's called. And this is based off of Disney's Not So Scary. And I love this. I love that this came across my feed because I've always wanted to go to that party. Haven't been able to because budget and finances and trying to be a responsible adult, you know. I do definitely want to go at some point. And if I can't go to Disney, this is the next best thing, right? In March, I met a group of creators, it seems like. They're all friends, and I've watched all of their content, love all of the people, have been following them almost religiously since. And, you know, participating in multiple of their competitive team-based readathons. Well, one of the creators finally came out with her own kind of similar type readathon. It's not necessarily competitive in that you're competing against people, but we're all competing together against something else. So it's still team-based because there are different teams. It's still competitive because we're going up against something else, an outside force, but it's not competing against each other.
Alrighty, well that made very, very little sense. So I'm just gonna pop in here as a little voiceover to kind of give you guys what the readathon is actually about. So buckle in and get ready for a little story time. The Readathon Rebellion. Chapter 1. The Rescue. Once the land was peaceful. The 3 diviner orders, the hand, the eye, and the heart, all lived in harmony with the ordinaries. That was before the ancestors came. Gods of unimaginable power rose from the depths of the mountains and devastated the land. Now the diviners are all in hiding as anyone with their powers are hunted and a threat to ancestor rule is eliminated. The Order of Sealies then developed in secret. They are the only ones with any chance of bringing down the ancestors. Diviners of all levels and types of power have been slowly coming out of hiding and seeking those of the Order. You know that you must join them and help bring down the ancestors and restore the land to what it once was. Are you ready to do whatever it takes? The ancestors have taken your leader, the Silent Spectra, captive. You have intelligence that she is currently being held somewhere in the mountains, and rumors say it is the infamous Grimhold prison. In order to keep the rebellion alive, it is essential that she is rescued. Only she knows some of the secrets to take down the ancestors once and for all. Together with the council, you come up with a plan for her rescue. There are 4 main objectives that you know are key. Along the way, it is clear there will be challenges to try and stop you, as well as ways to help get you closer to rescue.
I decided I was going to be on Team Heart. So there are 4 main objectives, and for this, I decided I was going to do a TBR just for the 4 main objectives. I will try to play the game, but quite honestly, I don't foresee me being able to do the most with that. So at the very least, I wanted to hit the objectives. Would I like to try and do the gameplay? Yes, absolutely. Do I think that I'll be able to with everything that is going on, plus all of the readathons that I'm trying to participate in, and all of the content surrounding that? Probably not. The objectives, number 1, it's going to take the very best to get to the Silent Spectre out alive and to stay alive yourself. Gather a team that you trust to help you accomplish this mission. Make sure you choose wisely. Read a book that has 2 or more points of view. And for that, I chose Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Volume 1 by Gregory Maguire. Objective number 2, now that you have a team in place, it's time to make a plan. You know the Silent Spectre is in the hands of the ancestors, but you're not sure where she is currently being held. Send out some of your best hearts to be persuasive and gather information. Social media scroll. Read the first book you come across on your TBR on your social media of choice. This one was fun, and I actually did screen record, so I will put that up on screen as I am talking. I used Pinterest for this one because Instagram would have been easy, but I feel like it's so bogged down in what is trendy and viral and like the top 2 to 3 books per genre. I just didn't want to get bogged down in all of that. I just wanted to see if I could find something just across regular Pinterest. I didn't even search anything bookish related or anything like that. I did start to, and then I changed my mind. And the book that I actually landed on was Rewitched. I can't even read that font. Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. Objective number 3. You know where she's being held. You now have reliable information on the layout of the dungeon. It's time to go after your leader. Break the Silent Spectre out and bring her home by any means necessary. Be careful. There may be additional changes along the way. Read a book with an action word in the title. And for that, I chose Dragonfall by Lamb. I know there's more to the name. Hold on. L.R. Lamb. Objective number 4. You have arrived at the prison and made it inside. After a few roadblocks and challenges, the Silent Spectre is free from the cell, but can you make it out of the mountain? Read a fast-paced book, open to interpretation. And for that prompt, I have decided that I am going to try to finish The 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. I am participating in the Magical Readathon hosted by G from Book Rose. My character wants to become a Star Whisperer, and that means quite a bit of study. Let me tell you what a Star Whisperer is. The cosmos speaks to all of us, but it takes true skill and insight to listen back. Star Whisperers are mages who act as receivers of celestial messages. They master the craft of tuning out the world, calming the mind, and listening to the messages from the stars. These messages are sent every day, but collecting them is only the first step of this calling. Practiced Star Whisperers can speak to the cosmos. They often seek advice, insight, and critique from above. Some prefer to use their craft for more generalized purposes, but some focus on one-on-one readings, where a mage can pay a Star Whisperer to read their charts for introspection. During the lunar alignment, the Star Whisperer Guild gathers in order to speculate on upcoming events. They compare snippets of their own readings and convey any important messages to archmages. After the most intense part of the gathering, a celestial party of 2 knights follows. This is rumored to be a truly trippy and unique endeavor, and is envied by many others in the seer communities. Specific details of what unfolds at these parties are kept a mystery. One occupational hazard worth noting is the potential for sleepless nights. Overstimulation from the otherworldly whispers is not for the faint-hearted. It is one thing to master calming your mind from your own thoughts, but another to mute celestial messages. But with appropriate training, this is still very possible. To be successful in this field will require precision, unbiased reporting, knowledge of current events, and knowledge of people. The biggest hurdle is misinterpretation. But whilst initially filled with skepticism and mistrust, with each correct prediction, insightful chart, or important revelation, the reputation of a star whisperer grows. The studies that I have to take for this particular part of the semester, I need an O in Art of Illusion, a D in Astronomy, an O in Lore, and a D in Psionics and Divination. I am going to need an O in Lore, Forgotten Tongues, read a translated book, and for that I have decided to read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I need an O for Art of Illusion, Biomanipulation, read a book with an autumnal setting or cover, and for that I chose 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. Then we have higher levels for these next 2 subjects. For astronomy, O is Invisible Stars, read a character with an invisible illness. For this I chose The Memory Box by Eva Lesko Natiello because I do believe that this woman that we are following does have a hidden illness. Then for qualified for astronomy, I need to read Orbital Shift. Read a book with a genre you don't often read. For this one, I've decided to put Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. Then I also need a distinguished in astronomy, and that is Meteor Shower. Read a book under 250 pages. And Rita Hayworth, I don't know why I want to say Hayworth, and Shawshank Redemption by Stephen King does indeed fit that bill. Then we have Psionics and Divination, Ordinary, with genre spin. I did use a wheel generator to choose this, and there was just like a pre-made genre wheel, so I let that spin, and it ended up with satire, and I was like, what in the world? What book would go for that? And apparently Don Quixote, which is great because I am using this in another readathon as well, but I just thought it was very interesting that was also a book about satire. So it's a classic, it's a book about satire, and I'm pretty sure if I remember this correctly, this also has something to do with maybe mental health things, because a lot of stuff is going on in the mind. Then for qualified, Future Sight, read a book with a TV or movie adaptation. I got so freaking lucky because this only had a theater adaptation originally, which still wouldn't have stopped me. I would have stretched it a little bit. But now there is a movie coming out, and the second part is coming out in November, which is my birthday month, and I want to get ready for that. So I want to finish reading this book before then because I just love the literature to film adaptation, just all of the elements. I just gobble all of that information up and seeing all of the different things happening and talking about it and being a little geeky about it. So for this one, I did indeed choose Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Volume 1 by Gregory Maguire. I am so excited. Plus also I have only like 80 pages left. We're totally getting that done. I need to get distinguished, so dream interpretations. Read a book that fits a theme from your recent dream. And we don't talk about Bruno. I just put Maybe Later by Claudia Bergoa. We don't talk about Bruno. And that's it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to bid you adieu. I need to wake up and do some things. I literally just, I just got off of work, and then I went to class, and then I came back, ate some lunch, did some filming, conked out, and woke up, rolled out of bed, got myself together, filmed this, and I need to head out and do some things. But this was so much fun. I needed this time with y'all to catch you guys up on the readathons and the books, but also just to sit and breathe and have a fun time. So thank you guys so much for allowing me this safe space to just kind of come whenever the world gets a little bit chaotic. So with that being said, that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for taking the time out of your day to do so. I will leave all of these lovely creators, all of their readathons and things linked in the description box down below. I will also leave all of my links down below if you guys want to follow me on other different platforms. I will try and be active a little bit more this month for the sake of these readathons, and hopefully further on this will help, you know, validate for me that I can actually do things and have some fun on all of the platforms while life is happening. So hopefully we can motivate me there. And with all of that being said, again, thank you guys so much. And as always, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!